All right. We are back here at Song of the Day, coming to you from the Rock Cave. I'm your host, Mark Pierce. It is Monday, another weekend in the books. Here in New England, touch of spring. Don't you worry, we'll get that snow. I just know it. We always do. What'd you guys do this weekend? Involve any music? What are you guys listening to these days? You know I love to hear from you guys. Interesting conversation in yesterday's Song of the Day. Thank you, Paul Chabot, about what were the greatest hits growing up, right? And Michael Murray came up with Legend from Bob Marley. Can't understate how important that greatest hits was, just because it was access to music that maybe you didn't hear anywhere on the radio, and you weren't a cool kid unless you got that. Some of you were probably listening to that in high school. I got a hold of it my senior year of high school, but you could not go off to college in the early mid 1980s without having that in your collection, in your cassette collection. It sold 25 million copies. It's the highest selling reggae album of all time. And Paul Chabot mentioned Steve Miller Band greatest hits, also huge in my life. I mean, I did not know any Steve Miller Band songs growing up as in middle school, like early high school, except that song Abracadabra, because that was on MTV, which is not really a Steve Miller song when you think about all that good stuff. So I got introduced late. Fletcher's got a lot to say. I went to see Carl Pfefferkorn in New Hampshire when I had moved to Connecticut, and so that must have been junior year of high school. And that was all the rage. They were playing that cassette, and I went out and bought it right away. And what a greatest hits that is. And Wild Mountain Honey, oh man, I thought of that and immediately played that song and brought me back. So good. And then for me, the last was Staring at the Sea, the singles from The Cure. That was my gateway record to The Cure. Anyway, I'd love to hear about what greatest hits you remember as growing up as being so important. And speaking of greatest hits, some records just are greatest hits all by themselves, right? We have talked about that in the past here. Perfect albums and flawless albums, whichever you want to call them, but perfect albums where there's not a bad song. And this is what we're talking about today. We're talking about one particular song. I've already done a Song of the Day, I believe in season 1 on this record, but I was thinking the other day when I was listening to music, and I was like, you know what? I do not play enough of the Cars on Song of the Day. The Cars are one of my favorite bands. It's one of those things where you just kind of take it for granted, but I've already told you Candio is probably one of my favorite all-time albums by anyone, but really their debut record, it reads like a greatest hits, right? I mean, it totally is like greatest hits, and I read about it, and I was shocked about some of the things I read about this record. Shocked, I say, and you're going to be shocked. Anyway, released in June of 1978, the Cars obviously famously out of Boston, and that debut record, it got well received, a lot of airplay. I mean, it was a big record, right? How many singles do you think were released off of their debut record? I'll give you some time. How many singles off of the debut Cars album were released? The answer? 3. That's it. 3. I was shocked, I say. Can you name the 3? How about that? Can you name the 3 singles off of the debut album from the Cars? Hold, please. Okay. Just What I Needed, Best Friend's Girl, and Good Times Roll. That's it. I would have expected at least 4 or 5 singles off this record. And it went to number 18 in the United States. Only number 18. It did sell 6 million copies. But this is quite a record. I'm always a little confused when they refer to the Cars as a new wave band. Do you guys think of the Cars as new wave? I don't know. Synth pop? They don't call it classic rock at all. I don't know. I don't know if it fits the new wave thing for me, but it is. That's what they say. They say new wave. Anyway, the Cars. Love this band. The song we're talking about is one of my favorites on this record is Bye Bye Love. How is that not a single? How is it not a single? Bye Bye Love is an awesome song, written by Rick Ocasek, sung by Benjamin Orr. I've told that story before. Sarah Pierce many years ago. We're talking about the Cars, and I talk about, maybe it was when Benjamin Orr died, but when I said that, he sang some of these songs, whatever, she was shocked. Shocked, I tell you, she was shocked. She was like, I thought Rick Ocasek sang all their songs. There's someone else that sings in the Cars, and we still joke about that moment to this day. But most people didn't know that either. And it turns out, to be fair, Sarah, the songs she all loved by the Cars were sung by Rick Ocasek. So in that regard, she was right. And he was the ones in all the videos for the ones that were the singles for like Heartbeat City and all that stuff. So I could see why people thought that. Anyway, that's a fun story. All right. Bye Bye Love. What is not to like about this song? It was the B-side to All Mixed Up in the Netherlands. So, all right, Netherlands, props to you. Anyway, All Mixed Up, another single, but you'd have to do Moving in Stereo and then turn the 45 over and play All Mixed Up. That's how it should have been. That's the way it should have been. What else was not a single? Let's see. You're All I've Got Tonight was not a single. What? What's going on here? What? All these things, staples on classic rock radio, non-singles, massive airplay. Crazy. And I love the other songs. There's only 9 songs on this record, but I love I'm in Touch with Your World and Don't You Stop. Don't You Stop. Don't You Stop. That's a fun one. Anyway, here I am talking about the whole record, but it's just the way it goes sometimes. I'm at 6 minutes. Bye Bye Love. Anyway, that's your song of the day. I just love the Cars. I do. I love the Cars. I love this record. And I love Candio, and I love Heartbeat City. Awesome stuff there. And so we're playing Bye Bye Love today. Down below in the links, put your comments. Play this one, play the whole record. Tell me your thoughts and prayers about how good this is. Anyway, listen to it. Have a good one. I hope it involves music today on this Monday. Looking forward to the rest of this week. And as usual, I'll catch you on the flip side.